Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Prospects and Show 101. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to be taking you guys through a couple of the Lions' late round picks in the 2019 NFL Draft. So, we may end up doing a couple of other flashbacks throughout, depending on if there's someone that you guys request or so on and so forth. Maybe some guy has a breakout year that kind of goes under the radar, something like that. But as of now, this is the planned last video of the 2019 class. Unless Braden wants to do a Denver one, we might do a Denver one too. So today I'm going to be taking you guys, and we're only going to be watching like a game or two of these guys, but I plan on taking you guys through Ty Johnson, Travis Fulgham, and Isaac Nauta, who were three of the Lions' late round picks in 2019. And I'm also going to talk to you guys a little bit about how I personally think that they're going to end up fitting in to the team in 2019 and beyond. So the first guy we have up here is I'm going to go in Madden position order, which is running back, wide receiver, tight end. So we're going to start here with Ty Johnson. And he is someone who is electric. This guy is fast, he is quick. He's shown off some pretty decent vision so far from what I've heard in camp. He seems to be developing his hands a little bit as well. Did not really show that a lot in 2018 at Maryland, but definitely has shown some upside in that area of his game. And as of today, going into the second week of training camp, the first week of preseason, he seems to be the guy that's probably going to be our third or fourth running back on the 53. Whether or not he actually makes the 47 is still to be determined. Probably depends on the week as well and who our opponent is. But he's someone who maybe Kerryon has another injury again. He'll be one of the guys who factors in next man up. Maybe CJ Anderson comes in, underperforms a little bit. Maybe Ty Johnson's able to step up his game a little bit more. Lions just cut Theo Riddick a couple days ago. So he could be a guy who ends up, I don't know necessarily about filling the receiving role yet, but in terms of being that agile, quick guy out of the backfield, he could be someone who kind of rises up a little bit. So I definitely wouldn't consider him a fantasy option or anything. Honestly, I'm not even really seriously considering Kerryon a fantasy option yet. But he's someone to keep an eye out for if your team plays the Lions this year, or if you're a Lions fan. Someone who really, especially in preseason, is someone that I expect to personally impress a lot of you guys this coming preseason. So, with that being said, we're just going to take a look at the Texas game, and unless there's not a lot here, then we might go to Minnesota and see what's up there. So the first thing that you guys are going to notice with Johnson, as I alluded to at the very top, is he is fast, he is quick, he is agile. The guy is probably one of the fastest running backs that's come out in the last 5 or 10 years. I think he was unofficially timed at a 4.26, which was 200ths of a second slower than what Chris Johnson ran a couple, well, actually, it was a decade ago now. Huh. For Tennessee, well, the Tennessees who ended up drafting him, obviously came out of East Carolina. So that's going to be something you're going to want to look out for, and even just the burst in the first step, he definitely flashes. And he will be number 24, and even just the catch, right? I mean, got hands on the ball. He knows how to catch. He just doesn't really get that usage a lot. Okay, cut block there. Probably not going to have to pass block a lot in Detroit. I don't expect, at least early on in his career. So we do have Kerryon, who was a good pass blocker. Ooh, another nice catch there with the hands. We do have Kerryon, who was a great pass blocker the second half of last year, and We also have C.J. Anderson, who has been built to be a pretty positive pass protector as well. Wheel route. Okay, so he's not going to be a go up and get it type of running back. He is not Saquon Barkley. Needs some work on his route running, and that's kind of to be expected to some degree. Oh, nice help block there, though. Okay, nice job flying forward there. Good contact balance. Another wheel route. Oh, nice. Great job stepping up there. I like his aggressiveness and pass protection. Already had a couple of decent plays. Oh, almost had that. Smart. I like his read there. Didn't need the help, so he went out in the route. Oh, that was interestingly intelligent. I like that as well. Oh, trick play. No Ty Johnson, but that was pretty cool. For a smaller, faster guy, they're sending him inside a lot more than I was expecting. Uh, Another inside run here. And that's just a straight gut. Boom. And there's a little bit of the shiftiness, but also, I want to point this out again, right? We've actually seen his hands flash quite a bit this game. So it's not that he can't catch. Part of it was usage. I don't remember him having any drops issues, particularly either. What's this? Are they lining him up at tight end? So I think that this kind of speaks to his blocking ability. They're literally lining him up as a 5'10 running back on the line of scrimmage. Oof, that's a rip. For 2 plays in a row, actually. That's kind of crazy. Nice. Oh, that was a smart keeper. Another nice run right up the gut. And he's able to squeeze through. And I actually slow this down a little bit for a play here. Playback speed half. And you're going to see him just slide. There is not a lot of space there. Maryland, not the greatest offensive line of all time. He is finding cracks, I guess, even. Same thing there. Just took whatever space he had. And I like that. He's actually proving to be a pretty decent downhill runner compared to what you would expect his skill set to be. Even there, he took on offensive or defensive lineman. Nice quick cut. And you see again, you see again with the shiftiness. I'm pretty sure that was him that got the touch there. Yeah. So right here, that was a beautiful quick cut. Linebacker didn't overcommit, which is smart on his part. Nice vision there. Another hands catch for Johnson. And there's the burst in the open field, right? Get him the ball in space. What kind of play was that? Okay, that was a terrible. That was an option play. Just a terrible decision. Okay, I like how he read that inside out. And so, ooh, okay. This offensive system is very interesting with all the movement and misdirection. They really like those reverses. It's another one. That could have been, yeah. Maryland is doing a pretty nice job getting the ball out quick, too. Okay, here we go. And yeah, just the first step in the explosiveness. And that's what's really going to flash to you guys during the preseason. So I think that's the number one thing that we most need to highlight in terms of positive impact that he's going to have is this kid is quick. I'll say it again, quick, fast, explosive, great burst, energy, and pretty decent vision too in terms of finding holes. And he can get downhill, right? He's not a guy who pure outside zone runner either. Like he's almost kind of being billed as. He's a guy who can hit the boundary, take inside plays out, which is going to be just as big of a benefit, if not more so, than his actual athletic traits. Okay, another carry, and yeah, another thing too, just finding and squeezing through lanes, right? There's not really a lot of room to go here, right? But he has the vision first off, and the athletic ability second off, and honestly, the small size probably helps as well to be able to squeeze through these holes. And yeah, just I'm going through this in slow mo so you guys can actually see. There's just going to be a little bit of a hole that opens up here between 73 and what looks like the right guard. I'm going to guess it's the center. And I mean, there's not really a lot more that you can say. Just the vision and the ability to squeeze through these gaps is really, really nice. He's not being given a whole lot of room to get free, but he does have the ability to find the open space, which is honestly probably the best part of his game in general. Because it's cool if you have 4.3 speed, but if you can't really find the opportunities to use that speed, uh, you're not really going to be able to put it to good use. And it doesn't really become a neutral, I guess, but it kind of waters down the effect that the speed has. Kind of like an example for a wide receiver, right? Is Stephen Hill, I guess, is someone I'll just throw off the top of my head. Guy who could run really, really fast, get down the field, big body, tall, could catch a lot of contested catches at Georgia Tech, whatever. He gets in the league, he doesn't really catch the football consistently. So yeah, it's cool that he had 4.3 speed, he was a big body, everything else. He had all the physical traits, but he didn't really have the mental traits, the technical traits to go with that. And I think that that's what's going to be most impressive to people about what Johnson shows in his preseason, is that not only does he have the speed, the athleticism, the quickness, the burst, but he also has the ability to know how to use that and when to turn on the jets and downshift and things like that as well. So that's what I'm really looking forward to with Ty Johnson this year. And hopefully he can become kind of that, I almost don't want to say change of pace back, but I guess it's probably the term for it, in the Lions offense next year. So next, actually, we'll start with, ECU, actually, I think. And we'll see what this gives us. If this is short, we'll go to the other one too. So for Fulgham, oh, this is real, okay. This is a better choice, I think. So with Fulgham, he's going to be probably wide receiver 5, maybe. I don't think he's going to be able to beat out any of the top 3, Marvin, Kenny, Amendola. And he's probably fighting with Curse for a 4. I think even Curse probably wins the 4 spot. The 5 spot is where the real competition is going to be for him, I think. And that's going to be whether he determines, or that will determine whether or not he makes the roster or not. Is if he can beat out the Chris Lacey's and the Brandon Powell's and such, which he should be able to, I think. But regardless, unfortunately, our wide receiver depth hasn't really been showing a lot at camp so far. So that's not exactly the most and biggest endorsement of all time, but hopefully we get to see some of his positive traits in this game and can kind of point out to you guys exactly what he can bring to the table for Detroit should he need to play next season. Hopefully he'd be one of those guys who gets to sit the year and develop a little bit while Marvin and Kenny steal the show. Also, I believe number 9 is Duhart. I'm pretty sure he's still in camp as well for Detroit. I would have to check on that though. Okay, so here we go. First, oh man. Okay, first really good rep that we got a clear view of what we're taking a look at here. And what I'm going to point out here from the start is the release, right at the line, right? So, in fact, I'm actually going to turn this down to 2.5. Boom. Okay, so he doesn't use his hands a lot, which is something that we're going to have to teach him here with Coach Prince. But he does a nice job winning at the line with his legs. You see the little bit of a fake step here in, and then he switches out right here, and then bam, from there he's going to release outwards, and he's going to win that boundary leverage on the corner. Does a nice job of tracking the ball all the way through the play. Is able to create even more separation with his legs down the field, which is kind of cool. And then a really nice hands catch. So overall, a pretty decent first phase of the play that could probably be improved. A pretty decent second phase of the play that could probably be improved. And a pretty good finish to the play as well. So you get to see some of the positives in terms of he won, he was able to do his job, he was able to finish the play, he was able to make the catch, all that stuff. But you also get to see a little bit of the, well, he could use his hands a little bit more, well, he could separate at the middle of the second phase of the route a little bit more. I don't know if he got 2 feet in, etc., etc. So you get to see kind of both the positive and the negative with him at this point. He does do a nice job of separating with the legs, though. Yeah, nice ball tracking, good hands, and he doesn't get the second foot down either. So, yeah, gotta like the hands catch, gotta like the ability to create separation with the lower half. Just really gotta work on the hand usage and being more active with the hands throughout the entire course of the play, to be honest. And no, oh, okay, I was about to say another vertical route, but that was the wrong play. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it was at least the person that was highlighted. Yeah, that was him. Okay. So we're gonna again see really active feet at the line. I really like how he's keeping his feet active and trying to create a little bit at the line of scrimmage. And I also like how he changes direction a little bit too. He's got a little bit of quickness in his feet. He never gets really stuck in quicksand, which is really, really nice to see from a receiver. I always like pointing this out for corners as well, because you always want to see corners never be caught off balance. But with the receivers, it's also really nice to keep feet active as well for balance. Boom. And you see the nice quick cut there as well. Nice job coming back in. I like how he was able to win that inside leverage on this play as well. Good job of putting his body in position for if this throw were to be on target, he could take that inside and down the field. Unfortunately, it's not a great throw, but I really like the idea that he had on that play, just wasn't able to complete it due to extenuating circumstances. Oh, I forgot to speed up. Oh, that was a nice quick cut on the slant. I like the motor on blocking plays. This is, again, one of the things that I was going to point out. Oh, another nice quick cut on the slant. Is his blocking ability is one of the main attractions to him. And there's another example of the physicality, right? The motor is constant, and that's probably going to be one of the things that, again, we see flash this preseason, right? We just talked about how with Ty Johnson, it's the attention-grabbing thing with him is going to be the athleticism. With Fulgham, it's going to be the blocking. For a receiver, he has above-average blocking, and it's something that we saw the Lions use a lot with Kenny Galladay last year, and even the year before that a little bit with Caldwell. As his blocking ability is one of the more underrated aspects of his game. And you're just going to see him probably a little bit extra. I'm not going to completely rule that out, but the physicality is there, is really the main point. Nice hitch route. Still want to see it. Oh, that was a nice hop. Okay. Still want to see a little bit more versatility. There's another curl route, right? So a lot of his routes are straight vertical stem, whether that be a curl, whether that be a short hitch, whether that be an actual vertical route, fly, go, streak, whatever you want to call it. A lot of his plays are straight. So what I'm looking for now, I want to see some drags, I want to see some outs or ins. We did get to see a quick slant a couple of times in the red zone. Couple more of those, and another one play. Another curl route. Part of this could be system as well. Old Dominion not exactly known for being a creative offense. That was kind of interesting though. Ooh, I like the motor. This guy that came back for that. He's winning a lot at the snap with bursts. And that is partially a good thing because he's using his legs to separate. On the other hand, you really want to see more hand usage, especially at the line when they're playing press. You want to really see him be able to knock those hands away, and that's another clear, perfect example, right? They're really playing him at the line of scrimmage here, and look where his hands are. His hands are almost behind him. Now this is a run play, but man, same thing there. Didn't really use the hands at all. Okay, a little bit of an inside curl. Still kind of the same. Another kind of slant curl type thing. Looked like it might have actually been a nice texture route. There's another curl route. Is that a hands catch? Oh, make him miss a little bit. Looked like that might have gotten into the body. Let's back it up to 430 here. Yeah, he really needed his body to help reel that in. So I'd like to see him complete the process with the hands first, and then secure, not necessarily finish the process with the body. That was a nice slant to some extent. And again, the blocking, right? One of his biggest positive attributes, traits. Really want to see more hands. Really want to see more hands. Oh, that was nice. And again, he can separate with the feet, right? So it's not that he's not generating separation. He's just only doing it with two limbs. And he has a good step on the corner. Just out of reach. Like the motor to try and reach for that. And it's just, oh man. That's the first thing I hope that Coach Prince has been working on with him. Same thing. No hands. Another curl route. So build up the route tree, get some hand usage. Because the blocking is there, the physicality is there. The athletic traits, the physical traits, I should say, look to at least be there enough there to be able to find some success. He has a little bit of underrated quickness in him for a more physical receiver. Just not using his hands. And winning with legs isn't necessarily a bad thing. There's elite route runners in the NFL who win consistently with their legs. I mean, you see guys like Odell Beckham Jr., he's not really the most physically dominant receiver. He's not Calvin Johnson, right? But he was able to win by creating separation with his cuts, his release moves, things like that. But honestly, ooh, that was a nice play. You really want to just something that he's still young, he can learn and develop. And going up against NFL level corners, for example, Stephon Gilmore, you just really hope that he's going to be able to develop that and uh, progress a little bit more at the line. Because it's a lot easier to win with just your legs against East Carolina than it is against even Alabama, let alone the NFL. If he's matching up against Fulton and um, Bryce Hall and C.J. Henderson, I'm not sure how often he's winning compared to these ECU corners. Could he not have thrown that away? Okay. You really want, oh, I know that was a run play, but still, you really want to see more hand usage. I do like the first step. Ooh, that was nice. I really like the first step. He does have some burst, some explosiveness to him. He can win with his legs inside and out. That was actually kind of a nice save on his part. Another curl route. Deep curl that time. That was a terrible decision. Another miracle still, well, partially because of the time left in the game. So, yeah, there you go. Um, you got to see again the positives, right? The physicality, the blocking, the underrated athletic traits there that he seems to be showing, all that good stuff. On the other hand, you also get to see some of the things that he needs to work on. So that was really nice exposure to him, I think, for you guys. And then finally, the last one is Isaac Nauta. And he is very interesting because our tight end room this year in Detroit is actually pretty loaded. Well, even more so compared to last year, but even compared to the rest of the league. I would say at this point in time, it's arguable, debatable. Lions have a top 5 tight end room. I don't think you can argue much worse than top 10, given Jesse James was a very good tight end last year in his snaps for Pittsburgh, and what TJ Hawkinson figures to be, especially uh, based on what he's shown in camp. So, uh, Nautas probably comes in behind those guys, especially as a rookie, and as a day 3 rookie, even more so. Um, Good blocker from what's been put out there so far. Actually had a couple of nice catches so far in training camp, which is kind of cool to hear. I believe he had a touchdown in the mock game a couple days ago. So he's someone who is probably fighting with Logan Thomas for the tight end 3 spot. Could end up winning the tight end 4 spot if we carry 4 tight ends. So that'll be interesting to follow how him and Logan Thomas battle it out throughout the rest of camp and who ends up coming out on top of that battle Should something happen, of course, to Jesse James and TJ Hawkinson, because they're our top two guys. So, with that being said, obviously, we're going to have to check out the Bama tape first. Yeah, shoot, and kind of like Fulgham, I really want to see his overall blocking traits and how physical he is, how much they play him in line, things like that. And actually, his first step is out of the slot. Now they're not exactly an athletic tight end. And yeah, there you go. Okay, well, kind of gave up a little early. But Combine did not really impress, I'm pretty sure. He did struggle a little bit with his athletic testing. But it's interesting because two of his first three snaps have been. And there's another one in this slot. Nice understanding of the concept there. He knew who he was supposed to block. That was actually a pretty decent job of holding off the Alabama D lineman. Not really seeing a whole lot in terms of route running, which is kind of to be expected for more of an inline type of guy. Oh, got shredded a little easily there. Nice. Great double team. Great job of staying consistent and holding through the block. Nice release off the line, actually. Nice hands catch, touchdown. So, not the most elaborate route of all time. But, is this, yeah. So he does a really nice job of getting off the line. And then he just goes past 32, getting a nice touchdown. And also, I'm actually going to check the hands catch here. I believe it was. Yep, got all hand on that. Perfect. Don't believe he struggled with drops. I have to go back to my notes for that, but okay, nice blocking release there. Oh, that was actually nice inside release move. Nice inside the in route there. Nice little bit of a block also. Positive rep for him. That was a pretty nice hard cut for a tight end. Probably would like to see him give up a little bit less inside leverage and force out. Okay, like seeing the drag route, especially on a short yardage situation. Man, you're up by 2 scores. Nice blocking release. Slowing down 33. Oh, he took them both out. All right. Physicality for the win. I really like his apparent knowledge of the blocking scheme. He seems to do a pretty nice job of knowing where his blocking assignment is. Oh, that was nice. Tried to draw the linebacker into him. And yeah, he drew double, right? So this is one thing I talked about pretty consistently when the Lions drafted Hawkinson a couple of weeks ago, or actually, now it's been a couple of months ago, is how do the tight ends draw away from the running backs? And this is exactly what I mean when I talk about how tight ends affect the running backs, right? I talked about this in my article I wrote for Detroit Lions podcast. I talked about this when we signed Jesse James. I talked about this when we drafted TJ Hawkinson. And I'll continue bringing it up until people really get the entire overall point of this. Watch Isaac Nauta on this play. So first off, he does a really nice job of taking away the linebacker here. And then, with the inside move here, I'm going to call it, he draws this linebacker back and this guy up. So not only does he draw this guy back away from the running back, but he also draws this safety up away from the back end. So now this guy here, if he cuts inside, this guy's turned around. So he just has to come across the middle of the field and he's open. And the fact that you're leaving the safety in a one-on-one here also leaves that situation open. Now, he ends up dumping it up to the running back, but why does this work? Because Mr. Tight End here opens this whole middle of the field up by drawing that linebacker back. That's why Theo Riddick had such a bad, well, not entirely, but that's part of the reason why Theo Riddick had such a bad year last year and why I think he's going to do really good in Denver, is because Denver has a couple of tight ends who can draw attention away. And why I was hopeful Theo Riddick would have a better year if he stayed here, is because we finally have some tight ends who can draw attention away. And now the closest defender is a cornerback who is at the first down marker about almost 10 yards away. And you're expecting, oh, well, it was an incompletion. I don't know how he incompleted that pass, but you're expecting the running back at that point to be able to beat the corner and probably get a first down for you. So, seeing him do that against Alabama, pretty good news for his impact in Detroit going forward. That was a nice one. Pretty sure that's DeAndre Swift. Nice hands catch. Not the fastest guy ever, especially in terms of straight line speed. He's getting down the field though. He's getting some yards after the catch. At least outrunning some linebackers, which is enough. So the first thing, he has a subtle bit of an in cut here. And then it almost turns into an angle. He does a really nice job of finding the space too, which I like. I talk about this with receivers all the time. How are they able to find space in zone and against rigging defensive coverages? And Nauta experience, of course, helps. Playing for a bigger school kind of also helps. But he does a really nice job here of just slipping right through behind this linebacker here and in front of that guy there. Slips right across from him and is able to outrun, for the most part, down the field. Boom, right there. Oh, that was a nice in cut. He didn't overextend that either, which is nice. I like how he's forcing that in as well, trying to open up the lane going outside for DeAndre. Attempted the blocking release. They're lining him up out wide quite a bit, which is interesting. Nice curl route. Completed the process of the catch. The inside inline tight end. Okay. That's nice to see, especially if the Lions plan on running some 3 tight end sets next season. Again, the inside inline tight end. Probably would have liked to see him engage a little bit better there. Ooh. Okay. Nice blocking release. Did really nice. He's done a really nice job with those on 33 in this game. Oh, I love his patience. Right? Again with the blocking release. Does a really nice job of waiting for 92. I think that's Quinn Williams. To come across the line. And he stays in his spot, waits for the. Oh, he recognizes the stunt. Yeah, it's Quinn Williams coming around on a stunt blitz. And he's going to wait for it and then just knock Quinn Williams off. Stride, I should say, more so than balance. To affect the play. Nice job of slipping coverage. Clutch catch from Nicole Harmon. Like him sitting middle of the field. Especially if primary read on that is Swift on the outside. Again, intention of that is to draw coverage away from the running back. Oh. Okay, so he's going to be the second receiver here. Yeah, by that point he was pretty much done. That's what happens in collectibles. Again with the block and release on 33. And this time it's a little bit... Oh, he was wide open there. Underneath. Have to take a shot at that point though, I could. And then, yep, one more shot left on 4th down. I believe this is incomplete. Oh, no. Okay, then we should see one more shot. Guess not. Okay. So again, we really got to see the positives with Naruto, right? We got to see a little bit of the awareness and IQ, particularly, well, actually in both blocking and receiving. Really intelligent football player. Seems to know what he's doing on most, if not all, of his plays. Really like his hands catching as well. Got to see that flash a couple times. So he really shows off a lot of the positive traits in that game that you would think the Lions would be attracted to. Blocking ability, physicality, all that good stuff as well. Doing it against Alabama, one of the best teams in the country last year. I would say second best, but whatever. um, so yeah, overall, really good game from Nauta. Actually, I was really pleased to see that, and I think that hopefully we get to see some more of that against NFL competition during this preseason. So with that, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, learned a thing or two about a couple of the Lions' newest players this offseason. But for now, don't forget to like, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, but most importantly YouTube, so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Uh, we're going to be playing a lot of 2020 NFL draft coverage as well throughout the course of the next 8 to 10 months, so please come back and check us out for some of that stuff as well. But for now, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.